Namaste. I was going to answer a couple of questions that someone had asked on the site. And before I do, I was going to mention a couple comments that were on there. Uh, and one of them, one gentleman said that you are a disgrace to the world. So that to me seems rather extreme, but however you feel, you feel. And I went ahead and with those kinds of comments, I just delete them and block them. So, really, because I don't feel that others want to read that kind of thing either, others that come in that are more respectful. And also, I just can't imagine if you have that attitude and you're leaving those kinds of comments everywhere that you're such a joy to the world, really. But the other one was that someone said, do you know we can see you moving your hand? And this is referencing the pendulum work that I do, and that you're a fraud. And I said, well, I'm sure you can see me moving my hand because I am moving it. And I have been very honest about that and how that works. With the pendulum, the energy flows and it just, my hand will move in according to the energy. It moves with it, it flows with it. Yes, it does move. So, as you can see with the pendulum work, sometimes the pendulum goes down or it's going up and down like this. Well, I just can't imagine if my hand is stationary, how that's going to happen. Okay, it doesn't stretch, it doesn't do that kind of thing on its own while my hand is still. Okay, it's just moving. That's impossible, by the way, but it's just moving with it. What can I can, that's all I can tell you. Is that how it works? And I've been completely honest with it. There's no need for me to make this stuff up and lie. I would be concerned about myself if I did that. No, it just happens spontaneously, and this is what flows out. So take it as you will. So that's answering that one, that particular lovely comment. And so onward to the other questions that someone had asked. And her first question was, what are the blocks on your spiritual journey? What have they been? So as I said, I've been on this path of Guru Swamiji's for, I keep saying 18 years, but I really feel like it's been even longer than that now. And the first part of my journey, I was raising a child. So he was probably about 7 or 8 when I met Guruji. Before that, my Kundalini had woke up a very intensely 5 years prior. And then prior to that, I have had symptoms of Kundalini since I was very young, but it just really blew open 5 years prior to meeting her. So with that Kundalini opening, what it does is it exposes all the layers of your psyche, all of your fears, all of your dramas, everything that's been held in there, all of your so-called defense mechanisms come up. All of your energetic patterns come up to be seen. They're just right in your face. So that was happening, and the way that I was working with it then was more trying to be in nature and look at the connections and things, trying to stay grounded to the earth, and some other readings I did. But these fears really overtook me many times, and even after sometimes. But I would say in terms of since I've been on, as far as being on the path, there has been a lot of devastating illnesses and physical symptoms that have come, which in some ways kicked up the mind. And in another way, though, what has happened with that is it is, with the suffering, it just has propelled me to go forward and just keep going. And really, like Ramana says, that people really owe enlightenment, the ones that have, been liberated, they owe it to perseverance. There's surrender in there as well, but perseverance, you just keep going through all the ups and downs, no matter what comes and goes. So that, as well as just feeling here and there, or at times, many times, like there's someone in there making efforts that needs to get somewhere, get beyond whatever state you are in now. So that feeling more of doership, of being a body, a mind, a personality, and that begins to get washed clean, as one goes forward, and then it comes back again in cycles and it begins to be washed clean again. So that could be called a block in some ways. It's just part of what ego is. Fears, dramas, these things have come, and which is part of the journey for everybody. So, and like I say, again, what I could say here, the main thing for those that are interested in walking a spiritual journey or are on one, that have a sincere teacher, is to just keep going. If you really have a good situation, you feel it's benefiting you, you're feeling progress, you're feeling your heart is more open, you're feeling more quiet to your mind, at times at least, what my suggestion is just to keep going through every step of it. Keep on. And day by day, breath by breath, moment by moment. If with here, we have these practices that we use that are such a blessing. We have the energetic connection to Guru, which has been beyond words of blessing. And those that are on the path can tell you that. So that is, as far as blocks, that's what I can tell you. And in terms of surrender, what it is really more is that wearing away of ego, the ego drama, because the ego itself will not, by its own free will, surrender, because that's the energy. It's being worn. So more as it gets worn away, one can feel more surrender in there. One can feel more openness. One can feel more fluidness. And these states begin to come. Different states of expansion, of all sorts of things come along the way. Really, it's quite a journey. And I hope that helped to answer that question as far as blocks go. What I will say, for others that we've seen walk this journey and then stop, many times they come to a point, because with this journey you have to face yourself, and you're going to get some hard-hitting truths and a lot in your face. So they quit when it gets really hard. They quit, and then they go back to their lives and they justify, and they really dig in their heels, like, I'm right, this is wrong, and that's really, it's that game. And really, and those come up, and what we just need to do is keep keep facing ourselves, look at it. Where is this drama coming from? And see these energetic patterns that continue to come in your face until you can break free of those, not entertain them, until they begin to dissolve away. So I hope that helped as far as blocks go. And really, blocks, energetic blocks, are mind-made. They're mental. They're mental that's really all that they're made of. So as that begins to dissolve, those blocks dissolve. What you would call as a block, they just were made of energy patterns and something that you took to be valid and true and real. So I hope that helps with blocks. And then your other question was, do you need to be devoted to a deity to walk a spiritual journey? Is that a beneficial thing? And I would say that no, you do not. In fact, that can work in the reverse manner, where you're looking at something outside of yourself and attaching to it and expecting that to come in and help or save you, I guess. And it's a me and you feeling, more duality within that, when really what the journey is about is facing yourself, going inward, opening your heart. And if that desire for freedom is there and one desires that at all costs to be free and they're just going to keep going no matter what, that will really that will be the driving force, the driving factor in this momentum, and will propel you forward, because you'll just get up and just start again and again and again and again and keep on, and not let whatever seems to come, even bliss states, stop you. I mean, because here really what it is mind in place or is it not? That's it. If mind is still in place, no matter what capacity, even if it's quieter, if it feels more expanded, one is not done. So it's just really about, if you have an open heart, if you're willing to face yourself, if you want truth above all things, if you just want to feel more like a loving person, that's another story. Then go in that direction. By all means, that's a great thing. Then this isn't right for you, this facing yourself path and Kundalini path. So, the deities, what I also want to say about that, it's nice to have heart-centered focal points, things that you can connect with that bring a nice vibration or a harmonious energy into your space. But as far as being devoted to something else outside of you, that's just, unless sometimes people do that in terms of the bhakti path and they're just so in love and until that love washes away that sense of two. But for the most part, people have a blend of things. They feel devoted, but yet they also have to face themselves and the hard truths and keep going. So I hope this is helpful. One other thing too about deities and things, and these are really, what Guruji teaches is that those are energies. They're not outside of you. And one can feel that kind of thing as you journey forward as far as the deities go. So to see them as a persona outside of you really can create some barriers and slow down spiritual progress possibly. If one is just going to continue to feed that, I'm devoted to something else outside of myself. Okay, so anyway, I hope that helps. And I appreciate the questions. And like I said, I'm very open to questions, or if anyone is interested in the pendulum work, any questions as far as that goes. Otherwise, we'll see. I might just put out some other things. I am hoping to get a microphone for my phone so that things will come in louder and be heard better. But other than that, I hope all are having a lovely day. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.